Alright, here we go. We won the die roll. We would like to play first. We'll go ahead and give our opponent the old hi, good luck, have fun. Yeah, not classic, but I'll keep it. It's got all my colors. I can go Citadel Castellan into Nantuko Husk. Not exactly the best opening I've ever seen. I will hold off. If I draw my... I'll lead off the white. If I draw my precinct captain type guy, consul's lieutenant, I'll play my second white and I'll curve lieutenant into Citadel Castellan. If I don't see it, I'll just go ahead and Evolving Wilds for the swamp next, and then I've got my choice of turn 3 plays, probably the Citadel Castellan. Alright, as specified. Another green deck. What is nice to hit a 2-drop, so I'll just go 2-drop and 3-drop here. Throwing knife is fine. No harm, no foul. Go on, get in there, bears. Cleric at the forward order of bears. Uh-huh. I am just going to go ahead and get the swamp here, even though I do have the Drog Invocation in the wings. He's going to absolutely block the Castellan here. Saving the combat trick to save my cleric. I'll just keep getting in for 2 at a time. Bosch the Iron Golem. Don't know that guy. Okay, what do we have? Void Mage. It's kind of cool. If it's renowned, untap it. Bouncing the Castellan. It's fine. I think I am going to protect it here. Trade 1 for 1 that trick. Next turn I could potentially Husk and Orchard Spirit. Rocks Maulers is big. So Husk is more important to me at this point. And the Timberpack Wolves might as well be named Snack. Now, equipping the throwing knife and attacking in seems pretty appealing here. But that Nantuko Husk is making life very, very complicated for my opponent. If we can manage to stall him out and just scare him a little bit here, Next turn, the drawing of a forest makes his life an absolute nightmare with the Jirag Ambication. That being said, the only reason I think that he wouldn't proceed here is because he had some kind of counter magic or instant speed thing to do in his hand. I don't think I'm going to freeze even a bad opponent into doing nothing when he's got no instant speed response stuff in his hand. Okay, Scrapskin Drake. Oh, and equipping the Scrapskin Drake. Well, now I really want to draw that forest. Get there. Come on. Get there. Got there. Okay. So now all of my guys 5/5, 5/6, 5/5. This guy can't block. Oh, man. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Dealing 10, 2-for-1ing him at the same time. Feels good, man. Love it. Love a good 2-for-1. Plus 6 damage. Oh, yeah. Alright. We're done. Tapped out. I feel like I want to lean back and have a cigarette after doing that. I don't smoke, but you know what I mean.
But you don't smoke, JT. Why would you say such a thing?
Look, it's a figure of speech. It's a reference.
But why would you want cigarettes? They're bad for you.
No, I mean after. Do I just spell it out for you? Some people, after they have a very pleasurable experience, they like to have a cigarette.
But they're bad for you. I thought you were into your health.
Oh, man. Well, whatever you throw it at, I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat my cleric. He can only block creatures with flying. He can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach, but not this guy because he doesn't actually have flying. Putting the Castellan on top of my library doesn't really do anything to me. I'm still going to cast out both my cards next turn. I'll still attack both these guys, and I don't really care which one. He blocks the Leaf Gilder. Yep, you got it. Take 2. Better cast a couple blockers here. Yeah, the reason I let him go is I'd rather get the 2 damage in. Even though the Timberpack Wolf can be blocked more easily by anything he casts, the Orchard Spirit is going to be a real problem for him, and I'd rather that be a 2-turn clock, even if he manages to cast 2 big Clutter the Ground blockers here. Like if he goes land, the Hitchclaw Spider, you know, or land, I don't know, Scab, or no land, Scab Drake, Hitchclaw Spider. Separatist Void Mage, probably going to bounce the Orchard Spirit, I would imagine. Nope, got to take care of that Citadel Castellan, huh? Definitely gonna attack in. With both. Keep the pressure on, force him to trade that off. Leave my Abzan Charm up.
But Abzan Charm's not in this format.
Just sit up and pour me another drink. Alright. Let's begin sideboarding. This blue-green is a really good archetype in this format. People don't like it because it doesn't have a really linear theme set up for it, but just creatures and tempo is really, really good. Rocks Maulers, Leaf Gilder, Separatist, 2 Separatist Void Mages. This guy's tempo is going to be a real problem for us. Fortunately, our 2-drops do tend to match up really well against Void Mage. Llanowar Impeth, meh. Don't have any other white. The Veteran Sidearm isn't the best thing, but it's certainly not the worst. And I think it's better than Grasp of the Hieromancer here. Caustic Caterpillar could come in to eliminate any claustrophobias the opponent has. Or I could just slow it down a little bit, use the Impeth. Or another Sidearm. Impeth or Sidearm? Impeth or Sidearm? I like the Sidearm. I think it makes things difficult, especially for a blue deck. I mean, it would make things more difficult for a white deck, but... Alright, this is bad. This is just bad. But I'm hoping we draw into some 2-drop action. Thus the Plains first. Gilder's bad. Swamp? Swamp would be nice. Let me bolt the bird. It's not a swamp. At least he's off his blue. Ah, he's the other fellow who was picking up all the Timber Pack Wolves. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead and Castellan. Next turn we can charge the Griffin out there. Turn after that we can potentially Timber Pack Wolves, and oh my god, this guy. Alright, well, I can turn my guy into a 4/4 of his own. 2-for-1 myself. That doesn't seem great. Bounce here would be a catastrophe. Void Mage it is. Yeah, I need a faster start here. I probably should have mulliganed more aggressively. Another Void Mage. Wild Instincts does some fighting. Enshrouding Mist would have protected. But yeah, at this point, I am in a bad spot. I would attack in with all if I was him. And that's not going to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and concede game. 1-1 here. I'm gonna run it back, see what happens here. Gotta mulligan a little more aggressively, I think. I would like to play first. Here we go. Man. Oh, can I keep this? Can I count on drawing enough lands? I can't. A double Timberwolf hand seems so good, and yet I can't keep this either. I have to keep this, even though it's basically a mulligan to infinity. The first one was probably the best one of those hands, but 3 one-landers in a row, it's bad. I think we might have hit the end of our road here. If anything can dig us out, it's going to be a visionary, but there are just so many high casting cost cards that we can draw here. We need to draw both lands and spells, and it's a bad spot to be, especially against a deck that's just running defensive, tempo, bounce. And is scrying every turn. This is a bad spot to be. Okay, well, we're kind of getting there. Could put that on there and give it a charge. Alright, scrying away. Likes it, puts it on top. I'll happily take 2. Evolving Wilds. Oh, he's going there. Sure, why not? What do you got? Whoa. Comes a 4/7. That's not good. Next turn, we're casting a Charging Griffin. Turn after that, we're casting a Patron. But he's scrying forever, so it's going to be tough for us to do anything. Even if we're doing 4 damage a turn with our Charging Griffin, it's going to be tough for us to win this. If he doesn't cast anything here, I gotta suppose he's holding Bone to Ash or something else like that. Cancel. No Bone to Ash, okay. Puts a card on top, likes what he sees. Anchor to the Aether's fine. It's basically Time Walk. Cleric's actually going to help me out here. Gets me back some of that tempo. This stubs his attacks off, or forces him to use more tempo on it. If he is going to bounce it, though, I get to gain more life off of it, so I feel really good about that. Ultimately, oh, interesting. 2 for 1's himself. I'm fine with him 2 for 1ing himself. Reeve's Soul or Charging Griffin. I'm going to charge my Griffin out there. Reaving the Sigiled Starfish also seems like a fine thing to do since he's just digging through his deck so efficiently here. Wow. This guy's just digging. Void Mage comes down, yep. Love another one of my 2-drops that I could cast along with the Reeve's Soul. Just gotta get rid of that thing. It's too much advantage. Disperse. Wow. There's his bounce. Saves his Starfish. He knows where his bacon is coming from. Last card in hand was a Disperse. Or not quite last card. Yeah, this is the way Green-Blue is meant to be built in this set. I've heard some people express confusion about it, not understanding, you know, because it's not like, oh, well, it's enchantment synergies, or it's whatever. No, it's tempo. It's 100% tempo. If he gets any bounce here, and he's got 2 chances to get it, I am toast. Like a Separatist Void Mage here would be really bad. I'm going to go ahead and block the Void Mage. Go down to 4. Reach Spider. Guardians. Okay. Well, I've got a Maulers. He's got 2 chances every turn to draw something useful. I just don't think that's an advantage I can overcome here. All I need is time, which means I need to fade good draws for a little bit. But this, man, 2 chances. You don't like your first draw, get another one. It's tough to overcome. So, I'm going to go ahead and play out my Patron. I'm going to put equipment there so I can block his Rox Mauler with mine. Scrying again. I'm basically dead at any moment. Next turn, Stalwart Aven. I mean, eventually I am going to put together enough to put a good attack out there, but man, I can't fade his whole deck. Yeah, Ringmord now is just a brick wall. Do I put this over there just so I can more effectively block that Ring Warden? That's bad. Alright, so I'm attacking in. If I attack in with all my flyers, I'm attacking in with 14 power in the air. Yeah, it's getting real close to bedtime for Brezhnev here. Again, his ability to scry all his lands to the bottom, pull out the meat of his deck, it's really crushing. That Reeve Soul and the Starfish was my best shot. Alright, so, do I attack now? I'll have a 4/4 Death Toucher, which gets blocked down by, I don't know, call it the Leaf Gilder. I'll have a 7/6 Rock Mauler, which probably just flies right through. The Ring Warden, the Hitchclaw blocks my Patron. The Ring Warden blocks my Charging Griffin. Stalwart even gets in for 3. Timberpack Wolf trades off for a Rock Smaller, and he takes basically no damage. And I die on the crackback next turn to one of his Rock Smaulers, or I sack my Timberwolf getting in front of it. Yeah, it's not good. It is not good enough. That being said, the Timberwolf Wolves actually give me a shot against these Rock Smaulers. At some point, he has drawn every actual card in his deck. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures in play. 6 more of those in his graveyard, 14. So when you consider that he's got 9 non-land cards left in his deck, and probably 1 in his hand. Nantuko Husk is interesting. I'll give you that. Now if I attack with these, again, blocked, 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 gets in for 3, blocked, blocked, gets in for whatever, 7. If he swings, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and if I can get through just 1 hit or 2 here, I can still set up a big turn. I mean a big turn with Kythian's Tactics. Although at this point, Counter Magic has to be in his barrel. Tense game. Very tense game. Scryfish demonstrating its muscle as an absolute bomb. Glad they moved it up to uncommon. Somehow, I've made it through. I've only got 17 cards left in my deck. One of them is the Draga Invocation. Another 7 of them are forests. Don't know how I haven't drawn another forest here. You know, there's also stuff like Honored Hierarch in there. I mean, there's some absolute dreck left in the bottom of my deck. Separatist Void Mage bounces whom? Targets my big flyer. Okay. I'll be blocking that and eating it if he attacks in with the Ring Warden. Got 6 attackers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 3 of them are particularly scary. I can block and eat, trade off with one. I can consume the other. Yeah, he's only really got a flying attack here. Nothing actually has counters. I guess I could have attacked in there. If I attack here, still block, block, block. Lets it through. Block. Not quite enough to really get there. So close though, man. So close. I can't believe I faded so much of this guy's deck. He's got to have some great card here that he can just use to crush me. Literally every card in his deck at this point. He has to have seen every card in his deck. He has been scrying with this thing for turn 19. He's been scrying for about, I want to say 15 turns. Whirler, Rogue. Well, that's the card he was looking for. That is absolutely the card he was looking for. Tough breaks, guys. Tough breaks. Really cool draft. You know, we keep ending up in green-white. Really cool games there. The Sigil Starfish just got there for him. It really did. Dug through his entire deck until he found the one card that could finally win. We had to know that was in the deck somewhere, that some card that he was looking for would be there, but that was the one. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.